Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I am Arjun Chowdhury. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Friday, the 21st of August. India asks Pakistan not to meet Hurriyat leaders ahead of NSA talks. Ranil Wickremesinghe takes oath as Prime Minister of Sri Lanka. And Bollywood recreates story of India's mountain man this weekend. And now for all the details. India on Friday advised Pakistan not to meet Hurriyat conference leaders ahead of the National Security Advisor level talks between the two sides. Pakistan envoy to India had invited Hurriyat representatives for a reception ahead of the bilateral dialogue.
New Delhi has made it clear to Islamabad that it didn't want the meeting between Pakistan's National Security Advisor Sartaj Aziz and Hurriyat leaders to take place. India has also reiterated its stand that terrorism will be the agenda of the talks. Pakistan had on Thursday said that it will raise Kashmir issue in the dialogue.
It would not be appropriate for Mr. Sartaj Aziz to meet with Hurriyat representatives during his visit to India, as it would not be in keeping with the spirit and intent of the UFA understanding to jointly work to combat terrorism. We have also sought confirmation of our understanding of the agenda for the NSA level talks that was conveyed to the Pakistani side.
The national security advisors of the two countries are scheduled to meet in the Indian capital on Sunday. Pakistan had invited Hurriyat leaders for a meeting, claiming that it was the country's long-standing practice. However, India has made it clear that no third party's involvement is acceptable in the talks. Last year, Indian government had called off a foreign secretary level talk following a similar meeting. Meanwhile, Pakistan on Thursday cancelled the Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference, which was scheduled for September. This came after 27 out of 28 members of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association favoured of changing the venue of the meet following Pakistan's refusal to invite Jammu and Kashmir Legislative Assembly Speaker to the event.
United National Party chief Ranil Wickremesinghe was sworn in as the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka on Friday. The party, which fell short of a simple majority, is forming the National Unity Government with the support of the opposition.
Ranil Wickremesinghe assumed office as the new Prime Minister of the island nation in a ceremony in capital Colombo. The event was also attended by former President Mahinda Rajapaksa, who lost his comeback bid in a closely contested poll. This is his fourth term in office as the country's Prime Minister. Wickremesinghe had earlier served as the Prime Minister from 1993 to 1994, then from 2001 to 2004, and recently when President Maithripala Sirisena appointed him for the post this January. Many world leaders, including Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, congratulated Wickremesinghe for his achievement. The US and France have also reached out to the new government and expressed intention to have closer ties. Wickremesinghe's UNP 106 seats in Monday's election, just 7 short of simple majority in the 225-member House. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party, led by President Sirisena, has agreed to support Wickremesinghe to form the government. Monday's vote, which was monitored closely by international observers, is being billed as one of the most credible elections in recent times.
As the new government assumed office in Sri Lanka, there is a hope of revival of the island nation's economy. Many in the country feel that there could be a policy overhaul under the new government. A report.
There is an enthusiasm in the stock markets as investors are waiting for the new government to announce its economic policies after the parliamentary election victory. The markets have been responding positively since the elections as it touched a 7-month high on Thursday. Analysts felt that the optimism will continue in the coming days.
It is reacting positively. We see that the retailers are coming in back into the market, the institutions are a bit more active, the foreigners are also gradually getting into the market. We see some foreign inflows as well.
The new government is expected to adopt a business-friendly policy, inviting both domestic and foreign investors. Despite the recent cancellation of a China-backed port project in the capital, the new government has expressed intention to work closely with Beijing.
I think they'll be more investor-friendly. They will be more poised towards development of the market, and I think we should see some state-owned enterprises coming in and getting listed.
Many also felt the new government could take the economic and policy reforms that President Maithripala Sirisena promised after his election victory in January.
I hope that this country will go forward with Ranil Wickremesinghe and his team if they do a good job. That is about, but that's all I can say. Without any interference, if the specialists are given to do their job, then it will be excellent.
Former President Rajapaksa, who ruled the country for 2 terms, had heavily favoured China when it came to investments. His time in office was also marred with allegations of rampant corruption and nepotism.
An anti-terrorism court in Pakistan on Friday issued an arrest warrant against Muttahida Qawami Movement chief Altaf Hussain. The warrant in a criminal intimidation case was reissued after the police failed to produce him in the court on the previous notice. Hussain is accused of threatening paramilitary personnel who carried out a raid at the MQM headquarters in Karachi in March. Issuing the warrant, the court has directed the police to produce him before it on September 5th. Hussain, who fled Pakistan, currently lives in London. Situation remains grim in the remote Himalayan region of Gilgit-Baltistan as people face the aftermath of the recent floods that smashed the region. Now, even with the water subsided, many are still left in the open as they are yet to receive any support from Pakistan.
The recent floods in Gilgit-Baltistan have left people in a shattered situation. Locals here say whatever little was available here in the name of infrastructure has been destroyed. With the neglect they have faced for long from Pakistan, they fear that restoring these could take years.
गिलगित बल्तिस्तान में जो हैं कोई 225 घर जो हैं वो मुकम्मल तौर पे तबाह हो गए हैं, कोई 12 तक इन सैलाबों की वजह से अमवात हुई हैं। इस तरह कोई 41,000 जो हैं दरख्त इससे मुतासिर हुए हैं। हज़ारों कनाल अराजी जो है खड़ी फसलें हैं वो मुकम्मल तौर पे तबाह हुई हैं। इस तरह जो है मसाजिद हो गए, कोई 11 पुल जो हैं इससे मुतासिर हुए हैं। स्कूल जो हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा मुतासिर हुए हैं। इस तरह
Locals say that incidents of flood have become a routine affair here as the government of Pakistan pays no heed to their worries. Despite repeated damage in massive floods, the government seems ignorant of the situation.
गिलगित बल्तिस्तान के हवाले से देखते हैं, एक तो इसकी आबादी हम देखते हैं पहाड़ों में आबाद है, दूसरा ये नशीबी इलाकों में है और यहाँ पे हमेशा अगर खुदा न खास्ता इस तरह के सैलाब ये तो हमारी रूटीन बनी हुई है कि छोटे मोटे सैलाब तो सालाना हर साल इसी तरह आते रहते हैं। और अगर जैसे 2010 में एक बहुत बड़ा सैलाब आया था, हो सकता है अगर बहुत ज़्यादा गर्मी बढ़ जाती है या बारिशों की जो है बारिशें बढ़ जाती हैं तो इससे भी बड़े सैलाब आ सकते हैं। अभी हुकूमत को ये चाहिए कि इस हवाले से उनको बेहतर इक़दाम करने चाहिए, उस तरह के जो हैं हिफाजती बंद बनाने चाहिए कि बड़े ख़तरात से निपटने के लिए।
Scores of people are trapped as highways, bridges and roads have been badly damaged. Authorities say the repairing of roadways could take more than a month, leaving people in complete distress as no proper relief or aid has been dispatched here. All this comes in the backdrop of recent elections in Gilgit-Baltistan, a region Islamabad carved out of its occupied territory of Kashmir.
Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has asked law enforcement agencies to step up operation against militants in Karachi. This comes even as the MQM has stepped pressure on the federal government against a crackdown.
Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif on Thursday asked law enforcement agencies to intensify clampdown on militants in Karachi, adding that no obstruction would be tolerated in the implementation of National Action Plan against terrorism. This comes as he paid a brief visit to the southern port city to assess the law and order situation. The Prime Minister is also said to have paid no heed to the demand of the Muttahida Qawami Movement or MQM for a committee to monitor the ongoing operation in Karachi against terrorists and other criminals. The MQM had been for long complaining about increasing crackdown of security forces on its activists in Karachi in the name of Operation Against Terrorism. Prime Minister Sharif, however, claimed that the counter-offensive is not against any political party and genuine complaints of the MQM would be addressed.
It's a war, but a war of a different kind. Yes, it is not against humanity, but for its well-being. Afghanistan has vowed to eradicate the menace of polio from the country by the end of 2015. Take a look.
Afghanistan has seen a steady decline in the number of polio cases reported in the country in recent years, the government has claimed. The country has only reported 7 instances of wild type 1 polio infections this year. This is in place of the 28 cases reported in the whole of 2014. Doctors said that the lack of awareness, especially among the rural population, is a matter of concern.
عامل فعلا توی خانه داریم که مردم ها اطراف هستن اینجا آمدن میگه واکسین خوب چیز نیست. خب یک تعداد مردم هست که همونطور یگان عقیده سابقه دارن میگن که واکسین خوب چیز نیست. ما را مثال پدر کلان ما را نه سرخکان کشت و نه مرد و نه پولیو آل اینا را ما واکسین نمیکنیم.
Afghanistan Health Ministry, however, said that the country is determined to eliminate polio from the country by end of this year.
We are fully committed and determined to entrap and stop the transmission of virus by end of 2015.
Even though most of the countries across the world have eradicated the crippling disease, Afghanistan along with Pakistan and Nigeria are the few exceptions. The origins of the polio virus in Afghanistan was genetically traced back to neighbouring Pakistan, which has topped the list of number of polio cases reported annually in the recent years.
It is a one-man show. Bollywood's latest release combines madness with passion to give cinefans a stirring tale. Take a look.
Based on inspiring and real-life incidents, Manji, the Mountain Man, is a powerful story about a man who defies nature for his beloved. The latest from director Ketan Mehta, starring Nawazuddin Siddiqui and Radhika Apte in lead roles, brings the harsh realities of rural India on the silver screen. The cast and crew of the film recently got together for a promotional in capital New Delhi.
ये फिल्म एक जुनून की कहानी है, एक मैडनेस की, एक पागलपन की कहानी है। एक आदमी को ऐसा जुनून अपने प्यार का कि जिसकी वजह से वो पहाड़ तोड़ देता है। आई थिंक रियल लाइफ में तो ये एक्सपीरियंस नहीं किया मैंने अपनी, लेकिन ऐसा लगता था कि किताबी बातें होती हैं। कोई किताबी बात होगी कि एक आदमी अपने प्यार के लिए पहाड़ तोड़ देता है, लेकिन ये वाकई हकीकत में हुआ।
Mehta said he was moved by the real life story.
उस पथरीले पहाड़ को देखा और उसमें उसको काट के जो रास्ता बनाया वो देखा, तो पहले तो यकीन ही नहीं हुआ कि कोई आदमी ये सोच भी सकता है इसको करने की बात तो अलग है। और तब लगा कि ये तो इतनी इंस्पायरिंग कहानी है, इस पे फिल्म बननी ही चाहिए।
इतना चाहते हैं, इतना चाहते हैं, इतना चाहते हैं, इतना चाहते हैं, कितना चाहते हैं, क्या बताएं, सीना चीर के दिखाएं बजरंगबली।
Manji, the Mountain Man, is a story about Dashrath Manji in India's northern Bihar, who defies all odds to break a mountain. With only a hammer and chisel, Manji spends over 22 years in a hillock to carve a road out of the mountain in the memory of his wife. His face-off with the hill and consequent success likens him to a character straight out of an epic. The film also stars Tigmanshu Dhulia and Gaurav Dwivedi.
ये प्रेम है, प्रेम पर बहुत बल है भगवान।
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude the top stories once again. India asks Pakistan not to meet Hurriyat leaders ahead of NSA talks. Ranil Wickremesinghe takes oath as Prime Minister of Sri Lanka. And Bollywood recreates story of India's Mountain Man this weekend. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time next week. Have a great weekend and good night.